Hi, I'm John, Pacific Northwest and Oregon grower rep for Hopsteiner. I'm coming to you today just outside of Prosser, Washington. This is actually one of our Helios plantings, a variety that we'll talk about here in a moment. Wanted to touch base on some crop growth updates and also some pest updates throughout the Pacific Northwest. Crop growth, as you can tell here, this hasn't been trained yet, but throughout most of the Pacific Northwest, training crews are going pretty full force right now as we're end of May, first part of June. It's right in that training window. Um, as mentioned, with crop growth comes disease. In Washington right now, our powdery mildew pressure is probably low to moderate. Definitely susceptible varieties are either getting treatments or are being monitored very closely. For downy mildew, with the cool wet weather we've been experiencing actually throughout the entire Pacific Northwest, downy mildew has been shown up in more places. In Oregon, there's a little bit more pressure than in the other two states, but nothing outside of the realm of what we would expect at this time of year. Mites, still low, but in Idaho and Washington, particularly, starting to find some counts that are enough to draw attention. We're not doing any applications for mite control at this point, but definitely starting to put some plans together for miticide and or beneficial insects, which I know we've talked about and more folks are utilizing, and pretty important for the hop industry. We're actually right next door to one of our multi-hill nurseries, and Ryan Gregory, our breeding research scientist, will touch on some of those.
Hi, I'm Ryan Gregory, the breeding research scientist with the research team here at Hopsteiner, and we are out here in one of our experimental yield trial fields north of Prosser on the Rosa farm. Here we have our multi-hill and advanced multi-hill plots and the commercial trellis where we do field yield evaluations, and it's our next stage of testing after the nursery. And earlier we went and looked at a Helios yard with our agronomist John Blatchford, and Helios actually came right through the testing program at this location right here as well as others. So this is really the proving ground where we're looking to select the next experimentals that even can push us above and beyond Helios or Allura, some of our latest releases, to have the new varieties for the future. So here you can see this variety already is self-training, which is a nice trait when the hops already naturally want to climb the string. You can see here the bines are climbing clockwise up the string. One thing about hops is they are thigmotropic, which means they respond to touch. So whenever the hop bines touch the string, they actually start to grow faster, which is why you see them really shoot up once they hit the top wire. And the little tendrils on the bines, like little hairs, is what helps them cling to the string. One thing we're also looking for in the yard right now, you see I'm wearing a jacket even though it's almost June, so we have a little cool weather and some rain come through, which is increasing downy mildew pressure. We never want to see downy mildew outbreaks, but in the breeding yards, it's always really good for us to get some sort of disease pressure to really screen how well our natural resistance and our varieties are. Everything in this field should be powdery mildew resistant. We've already screened everything in the greenhouse through an actual mildew screen for powdery, and we also have genotyped everything to ensure we have the multiple powdery mildew traits in there. Or now we really want to be testing the downy mildew tolerance, and because of that we also plant these varieties in multiple locations so we can get different climates, different disease pressures to really see which varieties perform the best across the valley.
Helios is one of our new exciting alpha varieties. It has stacked powdery mildew resistance and high downy mildew tolerance. It's high yield and high efficiency. So it's an alpha variety that has a really good fit throughout the Pacific Northwest, and we're really excited to see its long-term performance. Stay tuned through the growing season. Right now, most varieties are anywhere from a couple inches high to a couple feet high. By the next time we talk, they should be at the wire, and sunny days ahead. So stay tuned through the season.